guess I'm doing this today. Hey all, Tem5 here. Today I'll be talking about the Doko Demo Issyo franchise of games. Why? Because I want to? Anyways, I guess I can start now. Doko Demo Issyo is a franchise of mainly Japanese-only games released for the PlayStation line of consoles. The gameplay mainly consists of teaching the characters words, although on rare occasions it does differ from this. I'll get more in depth about the games later, but for now, I have to talk about the Doko Demo Issyo series has a wide and surprisingly diverse cast of characters called Pipi, the term of which was made by slamming the words pocket and people together. This is the same thing that happened with Pokemon, with the words pocket and monster. Now that I got the boring part out of the way, it's time to actually talk about them, starting with Toro is a white, playful cat. This little scallop is often considered to be the main character of the Doko Demo franchise and are the official mascot of PlayStation. That's right, we got Mario, Sonic, white PS1 cat. Their main goal is to become a human, and you, the player, gotta help them. They're very innocent and naive. They're the kind of person to look up when you tell them the word gullible is on the ceiling. They also canonically have zero gender, so that's cool, I guess. Kuro is the shadow to Toro's Sonic. He is, for the most part, the exact opposite from Toro, despite them both being friends and sometimes roommates. Kuro, like any based Sigma male, likes women, gambling, and alcohol. His personality is mainly shady and sleazy. And because of this, he has no goals whatsoever. June is a pink female rabbit whose whole shtick is about being trendy. I don't like her very much. She's a manipulative and fake person, and she considers herself to be a love traveler on a love quest to find her special someone. Oh, and look at that! We're out of time. Womp womp. He's a frog. 10 out of 10. In all seriousness, his goal is to become the world's strongest. He's also incredibly close to nature. He knows a lot about the past, but is clueless about the present. Suzuki is a robot with 4 different faces that display his emotions. Don't ask which ones, the wiki doesn't say. His goal is to become the next Nobel Prize winner. His personality is very proper and refined. He's just a nerd emoji, but robot. Pierre is a French gender-fluid dog. And for having this in 1999, Sony made this surprisingly good representation, and not just an offensive gay stereotype. His main goal is for independence and to move to France. His interests involve psychology tests, tarot readings, and fashion. Welp, that's all the important ones. No, I'll not elaborate. Here's everyone else. Anyways, oh yeah, this is a video game series. I cannot think of a clean transition for this, so here's the first game. Doko Demo Issyo was originally released on the PS1 in 1989. The original release used the Pocket Station accessory, which was a PS1 memory card with a little screen and buttons on it that you can use to play small games on. In this case, it was used like a Tamagotchi to take your Pipi with you when you weren't next to your system. The original game features Toro, Suzuki, June, Ricky, and Pierre. The main gameplay loop is teaching your Pipi new words to help them achieve their goals. And when you aren't doing that, you kind of just watch them mess around and use the words you taught them in conversation. Over time, the apartment would slowly get new decorations. The game also featured 2 expansions, Kaneko Mo Issyo, based on the Pipi's childhood, and Imoto Mo Issyo, which sure did have internet, alright. Unfortunately, the PS2 era doesn't have a lot of info in English, so I'm gonna have to make a lot of these very brief. I apologize. This game was released in 2001 on the PS2, and featured Toro themselves in a live recorded town, running around and learning new words. This game released in 2003 for the PS2 and features Toro helping a librarian finish books. Released in 2004 for the PS2, this game involves you and Toro collecting shooting stars in Umesa Town. This game, also released in 2004, is also the first game to feature Kuro. The gameplay revolves around Toro filling up an empty lot with new words that you learn. It's a remake of the original game with more locations and posters on the PSP. Not really too much else to say about it. Released in 2006, it's basically the classic gameplay, except taking place in a school with more activities to do and things to watch happen. Maninshi Issyo was a news service released for the PS3 and PSP. It released in 2006 and ended in 2009. It featured Koro and Kuro talking about regional and PlayStation news. Toro Let's Party was released in 2009 for the PS3 and is a party game. Yes, this walnut has a Mario Party clone. Actually, the first game to have an English translation, so that's pretty cool. Yeah! It also features a fairly entertaining story mode. Go watch it on YouTube, please. Weekly Toro Station was released in 2009 for the PS3 and PSP and discontinued in 2013. It featured lighter weekly episodes than Maninshi Issyo, as the name suggests. It's a Friends app for the PS Vita. That's it. Oh yeah, it's also the first game to ever release in North America, so that's just peachy. It was released in 2011 and discontinued in 2014 in Japan, and 2013 and 2015 in North America, respectively. And that was it for a while. The official PlayStation mascot, in its grave with a Friends app. Until... Onsen Town is a match 3 puzzle game for mobile devices released in 2019 in Japan and 2020 worldwide. It featured a really deep story mode apparently, but I don't speak Japanese, so I cannot confirm nor deny this. It also has this guy, but I don't care enough to talk about him. Unfortunately, Onsen Town has been discontinued. However, you can sideload it onto an Android phone and still play the story mode. And that's it. That's all the games. Up to now, at least. However, Toro is experiencing a bit of a cult following as of recent, so don't give up hope for a new game just yet. The Doko Demo Issyo franchise of games is an incredibly creative and wacky series of games that still has its fans today, despite being stuck in Japan for most of his life. And this franchise will be forever held in mine and many other people's hearts. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I will see you all in a year when I get productive again.